Uh, Good evening, my dear students. In another week, I'm going to talk about a new topic, which is about decisions and plans. Here, to understand all this information, first I have to explain one by one in detail. So be patient. I'm now explaining the first part A. First, let me read thinking about things and deciding. Here we've got three columns. In the first column, information is given. In the second one, there are phrasal verbs. Then after that, you'll be getting the meaning of the phrasal verbs. So let us try the first one. Someone Someone offered you money for your bike, but you weren't sure if you wanted to sell it or not. Here, you could sleep on it. If someone suggests something, you have to sleep on it. So keep these phrasal verbs in your mind when I'm explaining. Someone offered you money for your bike. I'm just offering you a bike. Whether you try to buy it or not, it's just an offer. You could say, um, I will sleep on it. Okay. So you as a student have the right to know what is the meaning of sleep. Decide to take the money, do without the bike. So what is the meaning of sleep on it? On the other side, in the third column, you see, wait until the next day before you decide what to do about it. It means manage what that is the other meaning, the meaning for the second verb. But the first one, when you say sleep on it, it means wait until the next day. Please keep that in mind for the exam. I'm telling you, write the definition or synonym for the given phrases, phrasal verbs. I'll say sleep on it. Right. The meaning of this one. You say, okay, teacher, it's very easy. It means wait until the next day. It will be like that. Wait until the next day before you decide what to do about it. So if I tell you, next week we'll be having a quiz, you say, okay, teacher, let's sleep on it for tonight, and then we'll tell you the right decision. You see? In the second example, we have you were offered a good job in a town far away from where you live. Okay? Weigh up the pros and cons. Here, you have to judge all things that related to it, whether it is a good one or bad one. So let me read the example. You you offered a good job in a town far away from where you live. Okay, weigh up the pros and cons. So what is the meaning of pros and cons? Weigh up. Let me think carefully about the advantages and disadvantages involved before making a decision. Before making a decision, you have to think about both sides, the good one and the bad one. Then you can decide, you can choose things that are okay for you to understand. Great. Then we can say that in the fourth verse of the we have run it by your parents or a good friend. It's informal. What is the meaning run it by? It means tell your parents or a good friend so that they can give their opinion. Sometimes it's a good idea to take others' opinions so as to make the right decision. But if you just keep it by yourself, then you expect some catastrophe in your life. So for the right decisions, always first tell your parents, then your good friends, then those who you consult are good ones. It should be good people to consult. Okay, now moving to the third one. You were getting tired of paying rent to live in a flat. Okay, so what do we have here? That is just an offer, an expression. Then plan ahead and start saving money to buy a house. Plan ahead. So I will underline plan ahead. There you have to write make decision. If I want to make it easier, I might give you just like matching 1 2 3 on one side and on the other side just like A B C etc. So what is the meaning of plan ahead? It means make decisions or plans about something you'll do or might do in the future, right? Okay, then think ahead and consider how you would like to live in 10 or 20 years from now. Think ahead. Think carefully about what might happen in the future. Plan your future. Think about it in advance. You see? On the fourth one, someone offered you the chance to invest all the money you've saved in a company they were starting. Okay, so here we have just given an offer that someone gave us lots of money just as a chance that we have worked in a company. Okay, take it over and tell them your decision at a later date. Think it over. Think it carefully about the idea before making a decision. Hey, that company gave you a chance to invest your money. So to start, you have to sleep on it and then think about it. Think it over in advance. Otherwise, it will be very hard for you to deal with, to understand, to make the right decision, as you've said before. So, think it over and tell them your decision at a later date. Don't judge, don't try to tell them directly because you might not just tell them the right decision, might not be having the right decision. So just sleep on it, then tell them the right decision or your opinion towards the things that they have told you. The last one, think through the possible risks of giving all your savings away. Think carefully about the idea before making a decision. For the next one, think carefully about the risks and consider the possible consequences. Oh, it's really nice. Think through the possible risks of giving all your savings away. So you have to think through, consider all the possible consequences that you might face in the future, then judge, then think about it. And after all the considering all the consequences, then you can judge what faces you, what comes for you. Okay? So within the first part, we just have all these things. Wait, let me just make it smaller. Within the first one, we have sleep on it, do without, way up, or write it by, plan ahead. You see in the middle ones. And think ahead, think it over, think through. It's really useful for such students who want to learn English. Just try to get the meaning of all these words on this page. Have a paper, take notes when I'm explaining, when I'm trying to explain all this information. So you just be with me. Take a pen and paper and try to write down the meaning of all what I said and check from the dictionary. You'll be facing lots of new words. If you face all these things, then you learn English a lot. Don't just study for the exam, even study for learning. Okay, that's the first part. Concerning the second part, other verbs connected with planning and deciding. So there are other verbs or phrasal verbs. We should allow for possible delays on the motorway and leave an hour earlier. Consider or include something when making plans or judging a situation. Having to pay extra for all our meals at the hotel was something we didn't bargain for. Expect something to happen and be prepared for it. I'm sure he'll opt out doing the bungee jump at the last minute. Choose not to do something you have planned. I'm sure he'll chicken out of doing the bungee jump at the last minute. Decide not to do something you have planned because you frightened. I have so many things on in the evening that it would be too much to be on the school committee to have the arrangements to the things. You see, all the explanation are given. My wife seems to be completely set against moving to the country. So the meaning of set against, written between two brackets, be opposite to. I could do without having my family coming to stay this weekend. I just want a quiet weekend. Something you say when something is annoying you or causing problems for you, because your situation at the time makes it difficult for you to deal with it. Okay, let me explain this part again and make it easy for you. Don't think that it is here you see lots of information. Just take it easy. Think that it's easy and you'll be getting notes on the whole information. Here we have got, we should allow for. Okay, what is the meaning of allow for? Here between two brackets written, consider or include something when making plans or judging a situation. That is the meaning of this one. The second one, bargain for, it means expect something to happen and be prepared for. The third one, we have got those who written in black bold, opt out, choose not to do. The fourth one, chicken out. It means decide not to do something you have planned because you're frightened. Then I have so many things on. So have on means have arrangements to do things. My wife seems to be completely set against. Be set against. It means be opposite to. I could do without. Then you see something you say when something is annoying you or causing problems for you because your situation at the time makes it difficult for you. So I will try to repeat part B again and again so as to make it more clear. I'll try to write notes for you concerning this part. Here we'll be having 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 phrasal verbs. The first one, allow for. The second one, bargain for. Then opt out. Then chicken out. Then have on. Then be set against. And the last one, could do without it. That's concerned the first part. That's just a beginning for this topic that I'm explaining, which is about decision. And be sure if you try to study more and more, you'll be learning. So here we'll be going for exercises. In the first part, here within the first exercise, we have this one. So let me read and then I'll tell you the exact answer. Okay, the first one. Complete this dialogue using various particles from A. Okay. Do you think you are going to take the job in New York, Kenny? Look, he asks you a question concerning finding a job in New York. Okay. Well, I have been thinking. About it. You see? You have to think about it. Then trying to all this information, you have to go back to the previous page. If you don't go back to the previous page, then it will be very hard for us to find the answer. Do you remember that I told you? Sleep on it, think about it. All what I said before, here you have to use it. For example, here, I've been thinking. So when you think about something, what comes into your mind? I've been thinking about it. Sleep on it. Then add all the positives and negatives. You have to think for the whole parts of it, positive and negative parts. Then we have, so the first exercise is related to such phrases, such verbs that I explained before. Then in the second exercise, we have got this one. Answer these questions about yourself using full sentences. It's easy. It's just related to understanding. When you have an important decision to make in your personal or your professional life, who do you usually run it by? So here we've got run it by. If you go back to the explanation, you'll be see all these answers. And if you number two, if you worried about the situation at work, usually think it over immediately or decide to sleep on it. Again, we have this one. You have enough money for only one of these special holiday or account. You have money whether to buy this one or to buy a car or to spend in a special day for a holiday. Which one? Which do you prefer? You have to think about it, then tell us the correct answer. Exercise 3, rewrite the sentences using the word in brackets so they can keep the same meaning. It means you have to write the sentence again so as to keep the same meaning just by using new words. Okay, the fourth one, correct the mistakes with the phrasal verbs in these sentences. Okay, here we have to correct mistakes. So I think that's enough for the first video. For the second one, I'm trying to explain one by one, point by point.